Hey, welcome to another edition of BJB Today. I'm Tim Kurt, your host. We've got Mike Rochone. How you doing, Mike?
Good morning, Tim. A rainy Wednesday.
Oh, yeah. And Mike Schmidt.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Yeah, it's, we probably needed that to cool things down a little bit, get more seasonable. And speaking of seasonable, I want to thank to Infusion Brewing Company for sponsoring our show. They have a great lineup of beers, including vanilla bean, German stout, and my particular favorite, the dill pickle beer. So check everything they have to offer at infusionbrewing.com. Head out to their tasting room and enjoy a nice cold one on this as we turn into autumn here in the Great Midwest. We want to first start out just a couple things about volleyball last night. So great match. I think. I don't know that I've been overly harsh on the team. I'm just like, if you're going to play this tough schedule, you got to win some games. And I think they more than held their own last night. Would you not agree?
Fire the new coach. Bring back KBB. Program's a disgrace.
Yeah.
No, I mean, for what I know about volleyball, I was super happy that they didn't get swept. The girls definitely showed up. They competed hard, went to a fifth set, and just kind of let it slip away again.
Yeah. And we're talking off air there about the service, and again, I know there's it's not club volleyball. They're trying to serve to a specific spot. I'm okay if they're going for it when it's 23-22 and maybe they hit it out of bounds or maybe they hit it just slightly long. But what frustrates me is when they bang it right into the net. It's not even close going over. Like that's just a bad serve, man. And we have too many of those.
Yeah, that first one in the fifth set, I don't even think it got mid net high. It was like, man, that was like a third grader. Come on, man.
And we've had, if you go back and look at all those games or matches we played against Texas, Penn State, Louisville, that happened almost every time in a crucial point of the set. And so that's got to stop. I mean,
again, not that I know anything about volleyball, but that feels like a mental thing.
Seems like a nervous. Yeah. And I think we forget they lost some all-time great players off last year's team too.
Oh, for sure.
It's not like we're, got these players have been there for, 3 years or anything. So, but yeah, Mike, your thoughts, Rochone, your thoughts on?
Yeah, I mean, it's too bad. It just seems like we can't get over that hump, especially against Nebraska. Obviously haven't won,
right.
So just can't get over the hump. Making those silly mistakes, and I don't know that much about volleyball either. But I will say, I know we talked about it a little bit yesterday, but when I was watching, man, that atmosphere was electric last night. I mean, you could feel it through the TV, and it wasn't just Nebraska.
No, I was shocked how much blue there was in the crowd.
Oh, yeah.
No, I mean, they held their own. They were loud.
Great job.
That was awesome.
Great job, Creighton fans. Great job. And the topper of the night, I don't know if you still had it on at the end when they were interviewing the Nebraska player. I don't know, Allie or whatever. Anyway, they're talking to her, and she goes, yeah, Coach came in before the match and goes, okay, there's way more blue than I thought there'd be out here. So she goes, this is going to be more of a away match than we thought. Prepare a team. So that says something right there. Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and the girls deserve the turnout. They've been a great program. They play so hard. It was great to see that kind of support for them.
Yeah, it was. And now they take on South Florida. And, the other thing I got to think about, they've played, like Rosen said after the match, they played 4 matches in 5 days, basically. So.
And that new court's awesome, too.
Yeah.
That thing is sweet. That
new
thing
court
is
is
awesome.
sweet. Yeah, sweet. And then this weekend they take on South Florida and Kansas. Play Kansas again. I think to validate like being a top 15 team, I think they have to beat Kansas again. If they lose to Kansas again, then you're like, well, gosh, we only won one out of all those matches we played against ranked teams.
Is that here or what?
Yeah, that's here. It's
Okay.
called the Creighton Classic. They just come up with names for all these little weekend things. It's great. Anyway, so a great atmosphere. Set the record in attendance. I know, I've ranted on this forever. I'm not going to go into the attendance thing again. Like we're just the headline was the attendance. It wasn't the great match. You know what I mean? I just can't. Anyway, hey, before we're going to get to Random Jay here, another competition. First off, Friday, you'll want to tune in. We have the one and only Justin Carter.
Awesome.
Yeah. He's now part of the staff at Creighton, so we're going to talk to him about his new role and what he's been doing because he had a long career playing professional basketball overseas. So we'll talk to Justin about that. Then we're also going to start like a little feature that'll run for several weeks, just because Mac has so many former Creighton assistants out there now with head jobs. We thought it would be great to catch up with them all. And the first one we're efforting is Coach Lutz, Steve Lutz down at Oklahoma State. I believe he's going to join us next week. So some things you can look forward to. Third biggest exciting news is we are now, we have been up. We've had shows on these platforms back, when we had post-game shows like about a year ago or so. But then things have kind of fallen apart, but we're back up with this new Riverside platform that we're using. Thank you, Riverside. So we're back up and running. So you can get this if you're just tuning in YouTube and go, God, I sure wish it was in Spotify. It is now on Spotify, Pandora, Amazon, Apple, and very, very, very soon to be, which I'm excited about, iHeartRadio as well. So we're on the 5 major podcasting platforms. So check it out.
Congrats, Tim. You're worldwide.
I'm actually doing something. It's
That's
great.
fantastic.
I'm actually getting some things handled here. They put our podserve.fm puts our shows on those platforms every day, but apparently there was some problem with the iHeartRadio one that they're going to fix, and so it should be up probably by the end of the week. So every day these shows will be up on there so you can listen to them. So, and we've already seen a big boost like from that happening of more people listening, so that's great. All right, now we're on to Random Blue Jay of the Week, and since we may have some new listeners that have not seen this episode, I think this is 4 or 5. We do a Random Blue Jay of the Week, and what we do, we have a little competition. We bring on a couple guys, and today it's Schmitty and Rochon, and we're going to bring these guys on again. And what we do is we go back. These are all players in this century, so from 2000 to present, who are Random Jays. They were on the team. They may have had varying degrees of success on those teams. Doug McDermott's not a Random Blue Jay. He's one of the greatest of all time. So, he's not going to be in here, but they're just members of all these teams throughout the years. I'm going to give 10 clues to these guys. As the clues go down, they will get more revealing as they move on down the list. You guys will shout out your last name. Either it's Schmitty, you shout out Schmitty. Rochon, you shout out Rochon. If you know the answer, you get one free guess, so you can guess one and miss, no problem. If you guess the second time, though, then your opponent gets to hear all the clues and give the right answer. We're currently sitting, Schmitty's at 2. His record, we had a rules committee meet last night, and we have amended the records. We first were going to give both Schmitty and AJ losses. We are now giving them ties. So Schmitty now is his record's
undefeated
2-0-1. Rochon still has yet to crack through 0-3.
Today's your day.
Maybe today. Today's, I'll just give you a hint right to get go. It's just a slight bit easier, I would think. But anyway. All right. You guys, gentlemen, ready? Remember, shout out your last name if you know.
See, now I want to guess Justin Carter, but I'm not going to.
Well, that would be silly, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But
you never know.
well, you never know. So
You got to play the game.
on Purple Daily, they do something similar to this, and with the Viking of the weekend, Anthony Barr just announced his retirement and retired as a Viking. So they had a big press conference, and 2 days later they did a random Viking, and they were like guessing all these they couldn't guess, and they're like, "Wait a minute, he wouldn't have picked Anthony Barr, would he?" And sure enough, he did. So it's funny. All right, here we go. As a Notre Dame fan, Schmidt, you'll be interesting to know. An interesting fact came up in that.
Father and mother went to Notre Dame.
Yeah, there you go. You see, you would have got it right away. It threw those other two guys off. They were like,
it was disappointing when he chose not to
Kyle
go there.
Rudolph. They were guessing all these Notre Dame players, and they were like, "What?" Yeah.
Can we turn this into a Notre Dame podcast too? Because I'm an Irish fan.
Yeah.
So. Welcome aboard.
Oh, Schmidt, he's got Irish golf paraphernalia. So.
Yeah.
So all right.
I'm still sporting it too. So.
Yeah, it's been oh God.
Well, at least you're not a Bears fan.
I'm not. No.
Yeah. Well, that's my football season in a nutshell, right there.
Not to turn into Scott Van Pelt here, but even if you weren't an Irish fan, did they crush everybody's heart on Saturday, giving up the point spread there in the last second. All right. Here we go. Number 1, played JUCO. That narrows it down. Clue number 2 has a connection to Kansas City.
Oh.
Clue number 3. He played on teams where later the players became media members and several became Blue Jay Banner contributors. Clue number 4. Played at a school where Nick Van Exel was an alum. Clue number 5. He and Jackie Robinson share a number. Clue number 6. He played with a future guest on Blue Jay Banner today.
Rashawn Cavell Witter.
Your guess is Cavell Witter, correct?
Yeah.
Is it bad that
He broke through and has won?
Congratulations. That was my guess as soon as you said Kansas City, and I sat here and I'm like, oh, who was that short guy that in the Miami NIT game? And
Actually, it was Rhode Island. Actually, I did not. I remember that Rhode Island game because we were down 17 and we came back. I did not remember that he hit the game-winning 3-point.
Yeah.
Oh, that maybe that was it. Was that the game before the Miami game?
No, that was the first NIT game that year.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The game
round
before.
Like a year. I think it was a year after. Actually, I don't know exact, but.
Well, I'm sitting here and I'm like, well, who was that guy? And I'm going, I've got the Homer Simpson monkey thing, and I couldn't come up with a name.
Cavell Witter. Now,
Cavell Witter,
Cavell probably wasn't a random because he held the CHI scoring record, but now surpassed. So one of the future clues was going to be it now ties him 10th, the 10th best scoring night in Creighton history.
Oh yeah. Well, congratulations for getting off the schneid.
Yeah.
That's a beating because boy, you got it early and.
So the JUCO, it was the JUCO thing actually that really because they haven't had a ton. And, you know, that's immediately where my mind went to was Cavell Witter with the JUCO. And then I just needed a couple more clues.
Well, and that's a clue too. You know, as this game rolls along, if there's a JUCO, you know it's before 2011 because Mac,
Well,
I don't
the last two
maybe one or
JUCOs,
two guys way early, and after that he has
right?
any JUCOs. So nobody really has JUCOs anymore, which is just so strange to me. But anyway, yeah. So Dana had a ton of them. I mean, that was the way at that time at Creighton to recruit because
Well, Dana coming up from the JUCO system was a
exactly
big believer in it and had connections everywhere, and
right,
that's where he got those players.
right. And then he once hit. I'd forgotten about his free throw prowess. He had once hit 22 free throws in a row,
Oh yeah,
and he was 30th in the country in free throw percentage one year. So he was, you know, you think of him, that 42-point game was just an anomaly, but then you start looking at things, you're like, wow, he did a lot of things.
well, in Cavell, not without some controversy.
Careful.
Yeah, but he almost was not invited back for his senior year for reasons unknown.
Yeah.
But
Or known and not to be repeated.
or yeah, and that somehow got worked out, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, Vell's back. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the Rhode Island game, I guess I don't remember him hitting the shot. I think maybe I've told this story before, but okay, so there was an NIT game and it was a fairly new ticket thing, so anybody could buy tickets. Like you didn't get your season ticket seat. You just had to get in. Like, cause one year I sat way down the lower bowl, right? Because people were slow to react. So this was, I think, like the last year they did that, and after that they gave it out to season ticket holders first if you wanted your seat. So, Schmitty, you know where I sit. So we used to just have 3 seats there.
Yeah.
Oh no, we had. What was it? Yeah, we had 3 seats there, but they were in one from the aisle. Okay. And or two seats. I forget how. Anyway, the normal people that sat in a row, we would always. Oh, I know what it was. One seat was like a couple over from the other 2. That's what it was. So there was like our 2 seats, another person had the next 2 seats, and then we got the 5th seat. Well, I knew the guy really well, Luke, that still sits next to us. He would just move down one so we could have our 3 people together. All right, no problem, right? So we come to this NIT game, and this gentleman and his wife were on seats 1 and 2 right on the aisle. And as you know, Schmitty, number 2 is my seat. That's
your seat.
Yeah. So we're like, great. So we asked him, we said, hey, would you mind? No. The guy just said no. Like, okay. So we go down big, right? And Barron was the guy from Rhode Island. Barron was the coach. His son was an unbelievable shooter.
He was a good coach.
And so we go down 17. The guy, then his wife, then get up and leave for the night. And you could tell they were leaving because they were grabbing their coats. They were gone.
Yeah.
We immediately shuffle down, get in our positions. Immediately, the Rhode Island guy misses 2 free throws, and we make an epic comeback. And from that point on, everybody goes, hey, you can say all you want about Tim's superstition.
Right.
Rhode Island game worked, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cavell
I think-
there.
And P. Allen was really good in that Rhode Island game, wasn't he? I think he helped. I think he had a big part in the comeback. And what's even crazier is Cavell Witter's 3 to win it. P. Allen actually passed it to him, which was a rarity.
A rare P assist.
When, especially when he was playing well. I mean, that ball wasn't.
He was playing well because his famous game was the second half of the DePaul game that his freshman year when he
His first game.
Yeah, he just went off, and he was just knocking down shots. But yeah, Cavell Witter. I think Cavell did Cavell morph in. I wanted to say he morphed over with Booker. Am I right on that?
I think Booker was just a hair later.
I want to say maybe he was, but when I was looking up some stuff on this,
I think they were, because they both had the amazingly baggy uniform.
Oh yeah,
Like I mean,
the Nick
they
Bob
did,
pants that you
yeah,
swim
like
in.
they didn't even come close to fitting, and even the jersey was just. I was watching some highlights the other night of Booker actually, and just that uniform, I was like, "What is going on?"
yeah. So let's see. Booker was no, that was too close to Mac. They're 09 and 10, so this would have been like 08, 09. Let's see. Yeah, there's Booker. And, yep, Cavell and Booker on the same team, 08,
Yeah,
09.
there you go.
Yep.
Booker, maybe the greatest elevation on his jump shot in Jay history.
Now, did the clue about media members and being part of Blue Jay?
No,
You didn't,
I'm
okay.
sure that it was burned into your brain, but
Oh, well, no, what wasn't burned into my brain is just when I looked at the roster, then it just immediately got me.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, you're probably Nick Baugh, right? A
no,
media member. Oh,
Nick Baugh was one, and
yeah.
also Taylor Stormberg, who does games on the radio now.
yeah,
Okay, and then Casey Harriman and Caleb Corver were on one year. They did our post game together
yeah.
with Heath and I, which was an absolute blast when Casey got a few beers in him. Oh God, it was great. And he would just go off on rants about guys not taking charges. It's just
Oh, yeah.
hilarious.
Well, see the Iowa guys, man.
And they would,
Uh,
yeah, they would give us, and they would both give us some like insight into like Dana and what he was thinking and things like that. So it was really good.
I didn't Casey Harriman end up being like the all-time leading scorer in Iowa, or really high on that
I'm
list?
scorer in Iowa. Yeah, he was. He
I
was.
wonder, is he still up there?
Somebody saw him not too long ago. I think it was last year. I saw Caleb.
Well, Caleb has moved back to Pella.
Right. I went and tracked him down because they had alumni. Didn't they have an alumni weekend for the first time ever last year?
Yeah, I think
And
wasn't.
Caleb was there.
Oh, or was it when Doug's jersey was retired or
No,
something?
no, it was last year. It was Caleb because then I
Okay.
went back. Because then they had him on the when Connor Happer does the halftime show, they had him on there, and so I'm like,
Oh, okay.
he's on there. I can race around over there to see him, and it was great seeing him. Man, he was like, God, I was hoping I'd see you, Tim, and he was telling me he'd moved back to Pella and yeah, everything. So I hope he's there this year. I can tell him I told asked Joe Mauer about his wife, who is Joe Mauer's niece, if you don't know. Okay. So Cavell Witter joins a long list of random Jays. He was probably the most famous random one we've had, though. You know what I mean? Like a name most Creighton fans know.
Yeah, another thing I remember about Cavell, which was, the mystery recruiting of the Jays at the time, and we would get inklings about guys that we were going after and in on. Cavell was not one of those guys. Out of nowhere, we're like, who is this guy on the roster? We've never even heard this name, and he turned out to be a heck of a player.
And plus, he was very quick. Like he wasn't like we never thought of him as a scorer until he scored those 42. Now, granted, that 42 wasn't a double overtime with Bradley, and then the next week, like 6 days later in the Valley tournament, he hit a shot to beat Bradley. The same.
Yeah.
We played Bradley back to back. But he was always like quickness is what we saw at first with him. Like he was a quick guy.
He was very quick.
Yeah.
Well, and then there was like this guy, if going back to the old Freddie Maguire panel board, message board, and
Freddie McGuire.
he was like he was like Cavell's handler, and he was always complaining like,
Oh yeah, I remember
I
that.
can't remember his name or whatever, but he was like, "Oh, Cavell needs to get the ball more. Cavell needs to shoot more." And most of the people were like, "Yeah, whatever, dude." So-
Fred McGuire, one of the funniest Jays fans I've ever met. He's
Freddie's great.
hilarious. All right, there it is. Rashawn, I'm so
Well,
happy you're off the show.
Me
congratulations,
too.
Rashawn.
I think
I
I'm going to take the
mean,
day off.
I may have won a few more times, but I didn't get whooped like that. So that was a whooping.
All right, so Schmitty now 2-1. Rashawn 1-3. There we go.
Well, no, 2-1-1.
2-1. Oh, excuse me. 2-1-1. Get that tie in there. Because you know, on the tiebreakers, that's going to screw you up, you know. Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. Make sure you tell your friends we're on all these platforms now so you can listen to the show. Make sure and hit that subscribe button. And tomorrow, AJ and I will be on to discuss more Jays topics. So check us out then. Thanks,
I'm
everybody.
excited. I'm excited for Justin Carter on Friday. That's going to be
Yeah,
awesome.
Here we go.